Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between KHB and Intervoid here on Scrap Station. We have Intervoid spawning as the blue Protoss player on the north hand side of Scrap Station. Meanwhile, we have KHB spawning as the red Terran player. So Intervoid and KHB now going to go ahead and just say good luck, have fun to each other. I've been going through so many of these high professional replays, and I'm having a hard time trying to figure out some games that I have cast and some games I have not. So hopefully this is one of the games that I have not cast, or otherwise no one's going to hear this. Intervoid now going to set up that pylon, and now let's go out and scout with that probe. That probe scouting to the only other spawning location on this map, but that spawning location is in fact quite far. So that probe trying to come back around. I'm going to go ahead and activate that Zelnaga Watchtower for just a moment and then deactivate it. That Zelnaga Watchtower is very, very important. It gives a very, very wide range of sight, and you capture it, or you quote-unquote capture a Zelnaga Watchtower fairly quickly. Probe now running through those vents. I'm going to go ahead and just head up that ramp. SCV now going to go ahead and scurry back down as well. Taking a look at the KHB right now. KHB really delaying that command, or that barracks. A little bit surprised by that. Now finally building that barracks. Probe not trying to take that down, and I need to pause this game for a second. Hold on. Alright, so here's this game right now. SCV trying to take down that probe. Probe and an SCV trying to duke it out right there. Probe's gonna be on the losing end of that fight, as that probe is down to 10 hit points already, but taking one more hit and down it goes. Oh, that probe had a chance to escape, but no, decided to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Gateway now being warped in as well, trying to take down a single pylon. Another pylon being warped in on that backhand side. Intervoid, no gas yet, so it looks as though he may be trying to go mass Zealots. Oh, very nice micro from KHB. KHB using, perhaps using some mineral pathing in order to try to just escape that surround from those probes. Now moving back around, so that SCV just doing a very good job of just escaping that probe right there, and that probe SCV now coming back around that corner, able to escape once again, and that probe just spending a lot of time chasing. Look back over here, we have a single Marine being trained up, and now orbital command being built up by KHB. This single SCV still trying to move out around that map, trying to just continue to dodge. We have two Zealots on that front door, so those Zealots may in fact try to chase it down, and now we finally, down goes that SCV. So SCV, that scouting SCV, taking a little bit too ahead of a corner and getting taken down. We have a cybernetics core being warped in by Intervoid, and now an assimilator with currently 2 probes on it. Should probably get a 3rd probe on there if in fact he is going to be trying to go Stalkers, as Stalker takes 50 gas at this point. Marines still being produced, a factory now being put down by KHB, so KHB going for the mech strategy as opposed to the infantry strategy that I've seen a lot of Korean players recently go. SCV still being trained up. Taking a look at the SCV count here, we have 17 SCVs right there, and wow, I pulled up the message log. Okay, trying to go ahead and pull up the units right there. So it's 20 probes versus 17 SCVs and a single mule, and a bunker being built. So I think this is the first time I've seen KHB build a bunker, so perhaps those bunkers are in fact stronger than I believe. Factory now put down, and now a starport. So a starport being built by that single SCV right there. As that factory not producing any units, KHB sitting at 25/27 food, needs to produce an additional supply depot soon. Intervoid is not researching that warp gate yet, so a little bit surprised by that. I thought warp gate would have been one of those earlier things to research, as it really just improves how fast these gateways produce units. Secondary starport being put down, so KHB going dual starport and now building a supply depot in the back of the base. Orbital command still trying to summon as many mules, trying to get that economy up, sitting on 24 probes versus 21 with that mule, and now uplifted is that starport. Where is that starport going? It's just floating in the air right there. No real tech lab switches that it can really go for. No, the tech lab being built by that factory, so that starport most likely going to swap with that factory in order to start producing Banshees. I did set my affinity, so no reason why that this lag shouldn't be happening. And no units are getting killed. That's not a very, very high point of the game, perhaps I should no longer try to live stream my shoutcast to improve the quality of my shoutcast. Banshee now being produced, and a secondary Banshee being produced as well. So 2 Banshees, and now we have, is he going to go scouting with that factory? He in fact is scouting with that factory. That's going to be a little bit dangerous, scouting with the factory, as in fact there are 3 Stalkers in play. Now, no, still no Warp Gate research. Is that a robotics facility? No, Stargate. Oh, Intervoid going for a Stargate, getting a quick a scanner sweep of this area, and KHB may need to rethink his strategy at this point, as Banshees are not going to be that good, especially if Intervoid does in fact try to go Void, or not Void Rays, Phoenixes. Phoenix is a very, very good air-to-air unit. Banshees obviously lacking any air-to-air attack at all. We have, those Stalkers and those Zealots now trying to take down these destructible rocks right here. Those destructible rocks will be destroyed in just a moment. And there's also a secondary set of destructible rocks on this other side as well, so that's about 4,000 damage that needs to be dealt in order for these units to really make it over. I do not see any siege tanks yet. Another barracks, and now we have some Vikings. So Vikings being produced instead of Banshees right now. Vikings produced in order to, I guess, supplement the Void Rays. And now here comes that Stalker. Oh, down goes that pylon. That pylon obviously have taken some damage earlier. Void Ray now being produced by that Stargate, also using that warp, using that chrono boost ability. Zealots and these Stalkers not moving in to destroy the secondary set of rocks. A little bit surprised by that. Oh, here they come. So now Zealots and Stalkers coming in to destroy the second set of rocks. These rocks will go down in just a moment. And now we have more barracks being produced and an additional tech lab. The additional tech add-on on that tech lab, taking, I believe, 30? The build time is 30 in this particular patch. Yeah, I want to get some more recent high-level play, just because I find that much more interesting. Now, Banshees coming in and those Vikings coming in as well. I need to watch that mini-map a little bit more. Stalker's doing a good job of just trying to keep track and trying to push back any of those attacks right now. A single Void Ray was produced, but that Void Ray was destroyed. So that Void Ray most likely shot down by those Vikings earlier, but a Viking was taken down as well. So SCVs coming off the line, trying to repair some of these units. SCVs also have that auto repair feature, so it is much easier for those SCVs to repair than before. An engineering bay has been built, but there are no turrets currently in play that I can see anywhere on the map. A couple Marauders, a couple Marines in a bunker, and now we have more Stalkers perhaps trying to press in on this front door. We'll see if there's any observers. No robotics facility at this time. Gateways still, so a triple gateway with a Void, with a Stargate, but currently low on pylons, so unable to build any more units right now. Pylons being built on the back here and here. Those pylons will be finished warping in just a second, so there they are. A forge being built as well, so perhaps we'll see a little bit of a weapon upgrade and a robotics facility being placed down. Stalkers and Zealots now trying to move in, perhaps going to hide in that smoke for just a little bit. And now we have a missile turret being built in as well. Vikings still being trained, and now making sure that there is in fact no expansion. No one on that high ground. These units do not have blink, and here comes that fight. This is just a bad fight for Intervoid. Intervoid going to lose 3 of those Zealots most likely. No, only losing 2 of those Zealots. Those Marauders have that slowing attack, able to deal so much damage. Banshees now up in the air with those Vikings as well. A bunker is being salvaged, and there it goes, and salvaging that bunker and getting some of those minerals and those resources back as those Banshees are now moving out once again. Missile turret trying to fight, and now we have a command center being lifted off and trying to take this expansion. Very, very nice army that will be able to hold this choke point. Doing a little bit of a patrol here with these units, making sure that there are no Stalkers and no Zealots in position. SCVs now being transferred over. That's a fair amount of SCVs. Wow. What is that? 19 SCVs now being transferred over. This position now down to a mere 17 SCVs. Nexus being put down into play here with double assimilators as both players trying to take that natural expansion. Void Ray, or a couple low hit point units that were taken down earlier. Army sizes are 87 versus 85, so both sides pretty even in terms of what they have been able to mass at this point in the game. Orbital Command still calling down mules. Perhaps he'll call down another mule, or he will try to do a scanner sweep, but triple barracks, gonna go for quadruple barracks in just a moment. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between KHB and Intervoid here on Scrap Station.